Hello and welcome to the YouTube channel of mprugs.com. My name is Mike. I'm the moderator in the series that is all about handmade carpets from around the world. Welcome you to our channel. Hope you and your family are doing well. In today's episode, this is something that I'm going to be doing about every 6 months or so. We have a large number of fans, passionate collectors of the genuine Turkish Hereke Rugs. And this fan club actually includes myself and members of my family. And due to our families specializing in these types of rare rugs that have become all but obsolete, basically they got wiped out by the Chinese when they started flooding the markets and basically took over the industry in Turkey. And so there are still a lot of folks out there who love these authentic Turkish Hereke rugs. But unfortunately, there's also a lot of fraud and everything associated with them. And I have made a lot of videos where I talk about the differences in the real genuine Turkish ones and the Chinese imitation ones. But about every 6 months or so, I'm going to be featuring a few pieces. And this is especially for those of you that are passionate about the Turkish Hereke rugs. So I have 5 pieces that I'm going to be featuring that either have very unique designs, such as we have the frame piece right here. Well, look, I call it the frame piece. It's not a framed rug, but it's a mirrored rug. But you can see it right here. It looks like a mural design. This is the first time that we have found this design. Then we're also going to be featuring the twirling. It's what I call, they're referred to as the whirling dervishes. This is an old Ottoman a cultural dance there, but it is the first time that we found this design in a genuine older Ozipek. And so I'm gonna, when I get behind the camera, I'm gonna feature all of these to you. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna start out with the 1010 quality. Then I picked out 2 unique designs that, for those of you, like I said, if you're into the Turkish Hereke rugs, you're going to see designs that you typically don't find. Because a lot of the classic designs have been, for example, you have, well, one of the most classic designs is a sad autumn. The Ozipeks, the workshop back in the days, they used to make this design going. We have seen it from the 1010 quality in different sizes, going all the way up to the 2525 quality. And it's just like, I'm just going to use an example of Rolexes. They don't just make one, they make large numbers of them. But because this has to be done in order to make it economically viable back in the days. And so, but every once in a while, you have designs that aren't anything but common. For example, like I said, and this is what this video is all about, 5 pieces, whether it is a couple of Ozipeks, then above me is a J&K that is just absolutely phenomenal. Then we have one that was basically, this one features a Persian design, which again, for those of you that are not into the Hereke rugs, you probably, you could write this off as a really nice rug, but that's it. But for those of you that are into the Hereke rugs, you are gonna just absolutely, I think, love this piece. This is also a 1515 quality. So we're starting out, and this is basically, we're starting out with a high end already to begin with. The 1010 quality Ozipeks. So these have about 625 knots per square inch, Turkish knots, so these are double knots. Then above me, we have a 1212 quality J&K. Something special about them I'm going to feature, that I'm going to talk about. Then here we have a 1515 quality. We're now talking over 1400 knots per square inch. And then finally, we're going to top it off with one of my own personal favorites, the little Hereke right here to the side. This is a not only a 2020 piece, so we're talking 2,500 plus knots per square inch. This is absolutely amazing. But it is to date the oldest genuine 2020 Turkish Hereke that we have had our hands on, that we've been able to purchase and add to our collection. These are extremely rare. We have seen a piece like this at a museum, but to actually be able to own these types of rugs, this is very special. So we're starting out with a 1010. We're going to go all the way up to the 2020. I'm going to be showing you guys some designs that you will not find in, these are rare designs and everything, but as I always do, I'm going to get behind the camera a little bit and show you all the details and everything. In the meantime, before I do, as I always tell in my videos, if you have any questions, if you're new to our channel, and if you enjoy all things in regards to handmade carpets, feel free to subscribe our channel. Also, we appreciate it when we see the likes, but the main thing is we also try to make it informative and also interactive. I have no problems answering questions. I have folks who ask me about carpets that they own, and when I'm able to answer them, I'll do my best. Most of the time, I pretty much know the answers. If I don't, I have friends and family. Like I said, this is what we do, and this channel is a hobby of mine that I do in my spare time. So if you have any questions, there's the link below in the description. Watch the video that shows you what type of pictures I need. Feel free to let me know, email them to me, and I'll get back to you. So in the meantime, obviously, lots more information below in the description, also at our website at mprugs.com. So I'm gonna do the exciting part now. I'm gonna get behind the camera and I'm gonna feature all these 5 amazing pieces, which are a great not only a representation of what the old Turkish weaving culture was all about, but these are all unique in their own ways. So I'm going to see you guys again here in just a second. So here we are now for the second part, and I'm just going to, for those of you that know about the Ozipeks, well, there is absolute no further need to explain anything. For those of you that are new to the Turkish rugs, well, here is a piece that this is the first time that we found this design. The whirling dervishes. I always get the two mixed up, the two words. But this is, if you Google it, you're going to learn all about the culture and everything. It goes back centuries. It's an old Ottoman cultural piece right here that represents the culture and the history, but more importantly, for those of you that are the Hereke fans, this is the only piece that we have ever seen that has this design. And this is an extreme rarity. Now, I'm not saying that they don't exist. I'm just saying that so far, like I said, this is a genuine Ozipek. It's an older piece. And in the old days, when it would take so much time and effort, it would also be quite costly to come up with the designs. This is why, in order to make it worth their while, they had to make many different types of rugs different sizes and grades of the same design. And as I mentioned to you, this is a 10-10 quality. But for those of you that are passionate about the Turkish rug, especially the Ozipek is probably it's right up there amongst the when it comes to the collectible Turkish rugs. This is about as rare as it gets. And since then, I was also, here we have another Ozipek, but this one is a 1313 quality. This is also extremely rare. But before I get to it, I'm just going to go first from Ozipek 1010. I'm going to go to the J&K. This is a 1212. And the J&K, and some folks will refer to them as the K&G. Basically, two business partners who, long time ago, set up a workshop, and they made beautiful Hereke rugs. But what is unique about them is, and I'm sure I would love to be proven wrong, every piece we were able to find from this unfortunately long gone workshop, they were always 1212 quality. And this is what set them apart from the Ozipek and other workshops, is that these guys only made 1212 pieces apparently. And I say apparently because I've been looking for it. This is one of the things that we do as collectors, as passionate folks. We look for pieces that obviously older pieces, but we always love to learn something new and see something new. And when it comes to the K&G pieces, one of the things that is truly unique about them is that we're not able to find anything other than the 12 and 1212 quality. So here we have a beautiful pictorial design. Again, somewhat unique. We haven't found this design in other pieces. And the K&G was nowhere near as big as the Ozipek, so there were not as many of these rugs. And they're generally sold as quickly as, this is the only one I think I got, and all the other ones have sold in a matter of months. So we're going to see how long that stays. But now here we have the 1313 Ozipek. I'm just going to actually flip this one up. And again, really unique. You can just see the colors and everything. But for those of you, again, that are into the Ozipeks, if you have a passion for the Turkish rugs, you're instantly going to realize, you know how rare this piece is. This mural design, just absolutely stunning. So thought I showed this piece to you. Yes, it's a 1313 quality. But again, this is something I don't think is going to be staying with us for very long. But I wanted to show you what some of the newer designs look like. The birds, also the abstract, and this is actually something that folks have oftentimes asked me about. In this piece, the birds actually tend to look somewhat normal, I guess you could say. But the plants in the Ozipeks, it's almost always something that's more like out of a nightmare type of thing. And they're like, as you can see here with the curvy and everything, it just kind of odd. But this is classic Ozipek. But like I said, the design, anything but classic. And then here we have next the 1515 quality. This is a Persian rug design incorporated into a Hereke. This is actually, it may look classic and everything. Obviously, if you look at a piece like this, it's more like artsy type of design. This is obviously, it's a very different design. But if you were to ask me, this right here and the one that's coming up next, these are extremely special. This is the type of rug that many of my collectors basically rule over, because you don't find it has the two rug cultures. You have the Turkish weaving and you have the heavy influence by the Persian rug culture. So you have almost like the best of both worlds. Again, 1515 quality. We're talking close to 1500 knots per square inch. Extremely, extremely high-end piece. So that's that. And then lastly, here we have one of our this is one of my personal favorites. It may not look like much. And this piece is, and as you can see here, 42 by 29 centimeters, obviously not including the fringes. But this is not only a genuine 2020 quality, it's, as I mentioned, the oldest piece that we have ever found that we were able to add to our collection. Because these did not make, they didn't make these 2020 qualities until basically after World War II is the oldest one that we know of. And they only made them for a few decades before the Chinese basically took them over. And these are made with Turkish knots, whereas the Chinese ones, they don't use the Turkish knots. They use the, they are made completely different. That's one of the reasons why the Chinese Herekes are so much cheaper. But basically, I'm just going to zoom in as I move the camera around, and there is my big fat ugly finger. This is just an amazing, these are 2 double knots per millimeter. This was done by hand. And as you can see here also, as I move out, the coloring, the patina. This is a very old piece and everything. And like I said, it's the oldest one in our collection. It has a tiny little Hereke signature in the back that is actually virtually impossible to see. But like I said, the link is below in the description. So I wanted to showcase these 5 beautiful Hereke rugs. Now, as I've always done, I'm going to come back to you right now and give you guys my final goodbyes. I hope you enjoyed this video about these absolute beautiful rarities. For those of you, like I said, if you're watching this video and you are someone that I have mentioned, we have spoken, and you know who you are when I say you are a member of the Hereke Club. Well, these are the types of pieces, obviously, that many of my clients like. And so I hope you enjoyed this video. It's always a pleasure to bring these types of art pieces to you guys, especially being that this is a culture that is, for all practical purposes, they don't exist. The J&K workshop, the Ozipeks, well, these are weavers of the past. There are still now a few pieces that are being made, but these are not made by the actual workshops. These are made by individuals who then put, like the Ozipek name and something like that, they weave it into the rug. But the original, what I call the OGs, they don't exist anymore. I hope you enjoyed this video. As I always mentioned, feel free to subscribe. Hope you liked it. I'm going to be coming back to you with many more videos to come. In the meantime, I wish you and your family the very best until we see each other again. Take care. Bye-bye.